Hi, second graders. Happy Friday. As always, every single Friday, it is the day that you will write a letter to your teacher. So you start off first by reading for 20 minutes. After you read for 20 minutes, then you're going to write a letter to your teacher about what you just read. So I'm going to model reading. Okay, so I have my book here, Festival of Colors. So let's pretend that for my 20 minutes of reading, I read this book, Festival of Colors. So let me go ahead and read it. Guavas are ripening, lotuses are blooming, and holly, the Indian festival of colors, is almost here. See the picture? Chito and Minto are getting ready. Holly hi, they whisper. They gather hibiscus flowers because hibiscus flowers make red. They gather orchids because orchids make purple. They gather marigolds because marigolds make orange. You can see them grabbing the marigolds. They gather irises because irises make blue. Irises are a type of flower. They're naming different types of flower that they use. Then they lay the flowers out to dry. You can see them all drying. Then they separate the petals. So they're picking off each petal. And then they press the petals into fine powder. You can see it's turning into powder. At last, the petal powders are ready. Chinto and Minto are ready. You can see them bringing the little grinded up petals out. And so are the parents, or I should say their parents. You can see everyone has a plate or a bowl of the grinded up petals with different colors. And their friends. See how everybody's carrying their own petals? And their neighbors. And then, dun dun dun, poof, purple pops. Poof, red bursts. Poof, orange erupts. Poof, blue splashes. See all the colors go up in the air. Poof, 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 poof. Holy hi, holy hi, holy hi, everyone shouts. So as they are throwing these petals, they're saying, holly hi, holly hi. Holly is a festival of fresh starts and fresh friendship and forgiveness. But for Chinto and Minto, it's also a festival of fun. And you can see them having fun together. And then that is the end of the story of the festival of colors. Okay, guys, so like I said, after you read your book, you're ready to write your letter to your teacher, okay? So there are 4 different things that you have to have in your letter. So I'm going to use different colors as I'm writing, just so you can see the different parts, the 4 parts you need. If you want, you can follow along with me, and you can use those colors too to make sure you have all 4 parts. So maybe you write it on a notebook, your letter to me. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my heading. Every letter needs a heading. What is a heading, you ask? Well, let me tell you. A heading is when you say, who are you writing the letter to? So you are writing your letter to your teacher. So you need to say, dear, and then you need to have your teacher's name. So if you're writing to me, because I'm your teacher, you would say, Dear Mrs. Davis. I'm going to pretend like I am writing to Miss Smith. So let's say you have Miss Smith. You're going to write, Dear Miss Smith. Okay? That's the very first step. And I wrote that in red to say that's my very first step. Dear Miss Smith. Step number 2, the second thing I need, I'm going to do in like a pinkish purple color, but more pinkish, okay? Dear Miss Smith, the next step I need to tell her is, what book did I read? Well, I read the book. And then tell what book you read. I read Festival of Colors. Festival of Colors. Okay, that was my second part. So see my 2 different colors. In red, I put Dear Miss Smith. That's step 1, my header. Step 2 was telling what book I read. I read the book Festival of Colors. Step 3, now you have to tell something you were thinking while you were reading. So let me take you here so you can see the different options you have. Up here, I keep my poster for reading is thinking. There are 4 choices. You can choose between a prediction, which is in green, a connection, which is in blue, a question, which is in purple, and my summary, which is in pink. So a prediction is when you say, I think this is going to happen. You could tell me that. You could tell me a connection, something it reminds you of. You can tell me a question you had while you were reading. Or you can do the summary, which is telling me what your story was about or something you learned. Remember last week or in past weeks, I've told you about what did you learn if it's a nonfiction book. I'm going to choose to do a summary. So I'm going to tell Miss Smith what my story was about. Okay? Festival of Colors. So I'm going to use a new color because this is my 3rd part. I'm going to use an actual like dark purple. Okay? And I'm going to tell what my story was about. I taught you guys somebody wanted but so. This story, I can't use that strategy because there's nothing they really wanted. There wasn't really a problem that happened in the story. They were just telling about something. So I'm going to use a different strategy. I'm going to write what happened in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. So beginning, middle, and end. I'm just writing these on the top just to remember that these are the 3 things I need to say to tell Miss Smith about what I read, okay? I'm writing a summary. So I'm going to say, in the beginning, the kids are, what are they doing in the beginning? Well, if I look back at my story, they're getting ready for the Festival of Colors. They're getting ready for Holly, the festival. What are they doing? Remember, they keep picking different flowers. Remember, they keep picking the different flowers to make the powder, right? Okay, so I can say, in the beginning, the kids are preparing for the festival called Holly by picking different colored flowers. So I did my beginning. I told what happened in the beginning. In the beginning, the kids are preparing for the festival called Holly by picking different colored flowers. I'm going to write what happens in the middle. In the middle, the kids grind up the flowers to make a powder, and everyone goes to the festival. That's what happened in the middle. In the middle, the kids grind up the flowers to make the powder, and everyone goes to the festival. And then last but not least, I'm going to say what happened in the end. In the end, everyone throws the powder and has fun. Okay? All right, so I've told what happened in my story. Okay, so I have my 3 parts so far. I wrote, who is my letter to? Dear Miss Smith. I told what book I read. I read the book Festival of Colors. Third, I wrote something I was thinking while I was reading. I decided to do a summary. So I told the beginning, middle, and end. In the beginning, the kids are preparing for the festival called Holly by picking different colored flowers. In the middle, the kids grind up the flowers to make a powder, and everyone goes to the festival. In the end, everyone throws the powder and has fun. The last thing I need, the 4th thing I need, is I need to say who is the story from? Who wrote this letter? Not story. Who wrote the letter? And that is going to be your name. So I'm going to use blue. I'm going to say from Mrs. Davis. Oops, Mrs. Davis. Okay. So I told who wrote this letter. Mrs. Davis wrote this letter for Mrs. Smith. Okay, that's my closing. Now it is your turn. You are going to read for 20 minutes, pick one book, and write your letter. Start with who you're writing your letter to, dear, your teacher's name. 2, what book did you read? 3, tell me one thing you were thinking while you were reading. And last but not least, don't forget to write who it's from. From, and then your name. Notice I wrote from, and then underneath I wrote my name. That's also important, okay guys? So go ahead and get started on reading, then get a piece of paper and write your letter to your teacher. Take a picture and turn it in on Seesaw.